Eugene is a dreamer, often lost in the realm of his imagination while he sleeps in the comfort of his bed. In his dreams, he transforms into an immortal vampire, embracing the darkness and the allure of eternal life. Yet, unlike traditional vampires, he can walk in the sunlight during the day. His vampiric nature exists solely in the dream world, where he is free to explore without fear. In his nocturnal adventures, Eugene finds himself in eerie, shadowy places, often waking up in unfamiliar surroundings, like ancient castles or fog-laden forests. The feeling of being left for dead lingers in his dreams. He can't quite remember how he arrived at these spots, nor how he escapes the danger that surrounds him. Each dream dive feels like a puzzle waiting to be solved, with each fragment of memory slipping away upon waking. As he navigates through these surreal landscapes, he encounters strange creatures, both ominous and enchanting, while grappling with his sense of mortality. It's in these moments, teetering on the brink of death, that he feels most alive, pursuing experiences that blur the lines between reality and fantasy. His nights become a tapestry of thrilling escapades full of dread, beauty, and the longing for answers he can never quite grasp. Eugene continues to drift between worlds, dreaming of sunsets that never fade, all while tucked away in his warm bed, a dreamer with a restless heart and a thirst for discovery. Eugene spends his days weaving together infinite universes, diving deep into the realms of popular culture. He creates endless Star Trek series, tapping into the vast lore and characters, and using his unique ability to extrapolate the untold stories and unexplored worlds that the original data leaves behind. With a singular focus, he crafts a Star Trek universe that incorporates elements yet to be revealed, blending classic themes with fresh narratives that resonate across time and space. But Eugene doesn't stop there. He turns his attention to Stargate, pulling inspiration from its rich mythology. Just like before, he extrapolates the missing data, spinning off multiple series that delve into new adventures across alternate galaxies. Next, he tackles Superman, envisioning a multiverse where countless versions of the iconic hero coexist. Each series explores different facets of his character, reflecting diverse themes of heroism and humanity. Doctor Who becomes another canvas as Eugene mixes timelines and reimagines beloved foes and friends. And with Babylon 5 and Andromeda, Ascendant, he builds new civilizations and chronicles their struggles and triumphs in vividly intricate ways. With a staggering fortune of £3.9 trillion in every currency imaginable, Eugene has turned creativity into an infinite resource. His financial prowess allows him to invest in his storytelling endeavors endlessly, propelling him further into the realms of imagination. The universes he creates are bound only by the limits of his creativity, making him a true architect of multiverse storytelling. Each day is a new opportunity for creation, filled with infinite possibilities that only he can bring to life. In a small town nestled among rolling hills, there was a little house painted a cheerful yellow. Inside lived a kind-hearted mother named Clara and her playful daughter, Lily, who had recently turned 5. Every night, as the day wrapped itself in twilight, Clara would tuck Lily into her cozy bed, adorned with soft blankets and fluffy pillows, ready to drift into dreamland. One particular evening, as the stars began to twinkle like tiny diamonds scattered across the sky, Clara noticed that Lily seemed restless. "What's on your mind, sweet pea?" Clara asked, brushing a strand of hair from Lily's forehead. "I don't want to go to sleep yet, Mommy. I'm afraid of the dark," Lily confessed, her big brown eyes wide with concern. Clara smiled gently, understanding her daughter's fear. "How about we embark on an adventure before you sleep?" she suggested, pulling up a chair beside Lily's bed. "An adventure? Really?" Lily's eyes sparkled with curiosity. "Absolutely. Close your eyes and imagine with me," Clara encouraged. "Picture a beautiful forest where the moonlight dances on the leaves, and the fireflies wink like little stars." Lily squeezed her eyes shut tightly, picturing the shimmering lights. "What else do we see?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. "We hear a gentle rustling as the midnight breeze tells stories to the trees. And in this magical forest, we find a shimmering lake that reflects the starry sky. It's so calm, you can almost hear it whispering secrets. Clara's voice was soft and soothing, weaving a spell of tranquility around them. What secrets does it whisper? Lily asked, entranced. It whispers about the dreams waiting for you, my love. Each dream is like a glowing star, ready to guide you through the night on a journey of imagination, Clara replied. Lily smiled at the thought of dreams as bright stars, illuminating the darkness. Can we catch a dream? She asked, her fear melting away. Of course. We can reach out and catch a flickering star, and it will lead us to adventures beyond our wildest imagination, Clara said. What kind of dream do you want to catch tonight? Lily thought for a moment, then exclaimed, a dream where I can fly. Let's take a deep breath together, Clara suggested. Inhale, and exhale slowly. They breathed together, filling the room with a calm energy. As Lily settled deeper into her pillows, Clara continued, in this dream, you have glittering wings and can soar high above the clouds. You can see the whole world from up there, and nothing can hurt you. The night is your friend, holding you close like a blanket. With each passing moment, Lily felt her eyelids growing heavier, the warmth of the dream wrapping around her like a hug. And I can find the other children in the sky, right? She murmured sleepily. Exactly. You can share your dreams and explore the wonders of the night together, Clara replied, her heart full of love as she watched Lily slip closer to sleep. Just as Lily's breathing became soft and rhythmic, Clara whispered, good night, my little adventurer. Remember, the night is not to be feared, but cherished. The stars will guide your dreams. As the moon cast a silvery glow through the window, Clara softly closed the door, leaving just a crack for the night light to spill through, illuminating the room. Down the hall, she could still hear the gentle hum of Lily's dream-infused sighs, and she knew that her daughter would be soaring through the skies, delighting in adventures spun from the magic of her imagination. In that little yellow house, the night was not a time of fear but a bridge to wonder, where dreams danced, and children flew under the watchful gaze of the stars. As time passed following that memorable Saturday evening, the city was vibrant with life, welcoming the arrival of spring. Then, one Tuesday evening, I received a text message from Eugene that would prove pivotal. It stated, "Hello, I have something special planned. Please meet me at the park tonight at midnight. I encourage you to bring your sense of adventure." Intrigued yet somewhat apprehensive, I felt compelled to investigate this opportunity. I shared Eugene's message with a colleague, who expressed excitement and curiosity about what it could entail. Could it be a new project? Perhaps he is planning to share knowledge on sustainable practices, he speculated. As the minutes slowly passed, we awaited midnight's arrival. Armed with snacks and optimistic anticipation, we made our way to the park, guided by the moonlight. The crisp air carried the fragrance of blooming flowers, contrasting with the distant sounds of a city winding down for the evening. Upon arriving, the park was tranquil, accompanied only by the gentle rustling of leaves. In a small clearing, Eugene greeted us with a smile. "Thank you for coming," he remarked, gesturing toward a sizable canvas tarp spread across the grass. Our curiosity heightened as we approached. "What do we have here?" I inquired, observing the unique assortment of items: pepper plants, soil bags, sprouting seeds, and a small wooden sign that read "Guerrilla Gardening Adventure." Eugene's enthusiasm was palpable. "This evening marks the beginning of our initiative. We will plant flowers and herbs in neglected areas around the city. While it involves some risk, think of it as an endeavor for artistic reclamation." My colleague seemed equally thrilled. "This will be an extraordinary experience." Under Eugene's guidance, we filled our backpacks with seedlings and tools, our enthusiasm evident as we ventured into the night. Our first destination was a vacant lot, overrun with weeds and debris. "This location could benefit from some attention," Eugene remarked, kneeling to start digging. We soon followed, sharing laughter and stories as we navigated the darkness. The work proved exhilarating. As we planted, the energy of the night seemed to envelop us. We transformed a barren lot into a vibrant garden, each flower symbolizing a promise to nurture the urban landscape. Time flew as we moved from one location to another, filling sidewalk cracks with colorful blooms and reviving forgotten corners. At one juncture, we focused on an abandoned park bench, its paint chipped and rusted. With collective effort and Eugene's engaging narrative about its history, we created a display for wildflowers. As we concluded our final project, with the moon shining down gracefully, we heard footsteps approaching. A group of young individuals passed by, initially observing us with curiosity. "What are you all doing?" one inquired, a hint of amusement in their tone. "We are enhancing the city, one flower at a time," Eugene replied with a smile, displaying a recently planted poppy. What began as laughter shifted into a collaborative spirit. One young woman stepped forward and offered, "Can we contribute?" Before long, our gathering expanded into an impromptu team of individuals eager to beautify their surroundings. The night evolved from a small adventure among friends into a collective mission, fostering creativity and a sense of community. As we wrapped up our activities, the sound of police sirens echoed in the distance. A moment of panic arose, but Eugene responded with a reassuring smile. "There is no need for concern, they are likely fulfilling their routine patrols. Besides," he added with a hint of mischief, "there is always a way to navigate challenging situations." In an instant, Eugene guided us off the main path through a discreet side street, our new companions following closely as our hearts raced with both excitement and laughter. We found shelter behind a wall just as the patrol car passed, and a wave of relief washed over us, followed by shared laughter. "That was a narrow escape," I remarked, wiping tears of joy from my eyes. As the adrenaline subsided, we settled on a park bench, energized by our adventure and our newfound connections. Eugene looked around at our group, a warm smile upon his face. "Isn't it remarkable what a little adventure can accomplish?" In that moment, I recognized Eugene's remarkable ability to unite people not through extraordinary feats, but through his gift of fostering connection. Our guerrilla gardening initiative transformed into a bond that would extend far beyond that night. As dawn's light filtered through the trees, we returned to familiar streets, our spirits uplifted. This unexpected adventure became a regular part of our lives, inspired by Eugene, who infused our community with joy, laughter, and a touch of creative spirit. In the heart of the city, where the rhythm of life pulsated with a mix of laughter and hustle, there lived a guy named Eugene. To most, he was just your average friendly neighborhood dude. Superman had built a reputation on the block as the go-to guy for the finest weed. With an undeniable charisma and a smile that could lighten even the darkest days, he had a way of making everyone feel at ease. His small apartment, filled with colorful murals and the faint aroma of incense, served as his headquarters, a sanctuary for those seeking comfort and good vibes. One breezy afternoon, a friend of mine asked me if I could score some weed from Superman. It was a laid-back Saturday, and I was in the mood for something special. "Want 40s? 5.5 grams. I said. My friend nodded vigorously, his excitement palpable. "But what flavors does he have?" I quickly texted Superman, using his secret code, "Superman, what flavors do you have for the weekend?" A few moments later, my phone lit up with a reply. "Got some amazing stuff this week, Blue Dream, Og Kush, and a new batch of Pineapple Express. You'll love it." I could almost hear his playful tone through the screen, and I could not wait to share the lineup with my friend. "He's got Blue Dream, Og Kush, and Pineapple Express. What do you want?" I asked, already knowing the answer. My friend practically bounced. "Pineapple Express, of course. That one's a classic." With the order decided, we headed over to Eugene's place, the anticipation buzzing in the air. As we approached, the sound of laid-back music drifted through the open window. Eugene greeted us with a warm smile, the sunlight catching in his hair, giving him a slight halo effect. "Hey, guys! Ready for some good times?" Inside, the vibe was instantly welcoming. Superman handed us a couple of bags, each labeled with their respective strains. "This one's the Pineapple Express, trust me, it's a smooth ride," he said with a wink. The bags were bursting with vibrant greens, and the sweet scent of tropical fruit promised something special. As we settled on his cozy couch, sipping drinks, the conversation flowed easily. Eugene shared stories about how he found his passion for weed and trying out different strains, constantly exploring new flavors to delight his friends. With each tale, the room felt warmer, filled with laughter and camaraderie. Later that night, we took our Pineapple Express into the backyard. The stars twinkled above like distant diamonds, and a gentle breeze ruffled the leaves of nearby trees. With every puff, we shared stories, dreams, and laughter. It was a vivid reminder of the simple joys in life: friends, good vibes, and the magic that happens when you let your guard down. Superman, as he was known by those lucky enough to call him a friend, had no cape or superhuman strength. What he had was something even better: the ability to bring people together, to create an atmosphere where worries melted away and joy flourished. As the evening drew to a close, I couldn't help but feel grateful for those moments. In the end, it wasn't just about the weed, it was about the connections, the friendships, and the memories we created with every shared experience. Superman had delivered once again, and as we said our goodbyes, I knew that the night was just one of many adventures to come. In the bustling heart of Metropolis, the sun dipped low, casting a warm glow over the iconic skyline. Clark Kent, better known as Superman, was enjoying a rare moment of peace at the Daily Planet. But even as he flipped through pages of the latest news, his super hearing picked up the faintest sound of distress, a cry for help echoing from the nearby park. "Excuse me," he told Lois Lane, who sat across from him, coffee in hand. "I think I just heard something." With a glance, he dashed out, transforming into his superhero persona in a blur of blue and red. He soared over the city, the wind billowing through his cape, until he spotted a gathering crowd near the park. A young man, Eugene, was leaning against a tree, looking harried and panicked. "Stop!" Eugene shouted at a pair of thugs who were accosting him. "You can't take my stuff." Superman descended, landing softly beside Eugene. "What's going on here?" he asked, his voice calm yet authoritative. Eugene pointed nervously at the thugs, whose sneers contrasted sharply with the heroism emanating from Superman. "They want my, wait, you can't help me with that," he stammered, his face reddening. "Try me," Superman replied, ready to intervene. "What I have isn't dangerous, but it's, well, they think they can take it," Eugene explained, glancing nervously as the thugs approached. "I've got some things they want, and it's not what you think. It's just for relaxation after a long week. I mean, 40s and 5.5 grams, you know." Superman raised an eyebrow, processing Eugene's words. "In case you hadn't noticed, I'm not here for that." But he could feel the tension in the air. Eugene needed help more than ever. With a swift motion, Superman stepped in front of Eugene, forming a protective barrier. "What's it going to be?" he challenged the thugs. "You really want to mess with someone who has a super friend?" The thugs hesitated, exchanging glances. Superman's presence alone was often enough to deter most criminals. "We don't want trouble," they muttered, taking a step back. "Yet. Just let me go, man," Eugene urged, still looking scared. "I didn't mean any harm. It's just some herbs I wanted to enjoy with friends." "Relaxation." Superman crossed his arms, a hint of friendliness breaking through. "It sounds like you need to think about your choices. Just remember, Eugene, use your powers wisely, whatever they may be." With that, the thugs slowly retreated into the shadows, realizing they weren't willing to face Superman. Eugene breathed a sigh of relief. "Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's not easy being the little guy in a big city." "No problem," Superman replied with a smile. Just make sure to be smart about it next time. You never know who might be watching. As he took off into the sky, Eugene watched the hero vanish into the clouds. He felt a mixture of gratitude and newfound determination. Maybe it was time to rethink his choices, not just with what he had, but in how he faced life in Metropolis. In the end, even the most unexpected encounters could lead to a bit of wisdom. And as the sun set behind the skyscrapers, Eugene walked home, feeling lighter, ready to embrace his kind of heroism in the everyday battles of life. In the heart of a vibrant town renowned for its eclectic mix of culture and community, a young man named Leo lived. Leo was known for his laid-back demeanor and his unquenchable curiosity about the world around him. One sunny afternoon, he found himself wandering through the local market, where colorful stalls burst with life and fragrances wafted through the air. As Leo strolled, he noticed a small, hidden booth at the end of the row. It was decorated with bright tapestries and filled with glass jars showcasing an array of herbs and flowers. Intrigued, he approached the stall, where an older gentleman with a twinkle in his eye greeted him warmly. "Welcome. You look like you're searching for something special," the man said, gesturing to the jars. "How can I help you today?" Leo chuckled. "Actually, I'm looking for some herbal relief. I'm hoping for something relaxing, maybe with some interesting flavors. I've heard good things about your selection." The older man nodded knowingly and winked. "I've got just the thing for you. How about 5.5 grams of some of our finest? We have a few flavors that might pique your interest." He began pointing out the various jars. "Here's a sweet strawberry kush that has notes of ripe strawberries and a hint of earthy sweetness. Or perhaps you'd prefer the zesty lemon haze, which brings a bright, citrusy flavor and a refreshing aftertaste. If you're into something a little more exotic, our blueberry dream is renowned for its rich blueberry aroma and a calming effect." Leo's eyes widened as he listened intently. "Wow, those all sound amazing. Do you have any recommendations for a first-timer?" The man smiled, sensing the excitement in Leo. "For you, I'd suggest the strawberry kush. It's flavorful yet smooth, perfect for easing into something new." "Yes, please," Leo replied enthusiastically, already picturing his evening spent under the stars with some good music. As the older man carefully weighed out the desired amount, he shared stories of his travels and the origins of each strain. Leo found himself captivated not only by the flavors but also by the passion woven into every tale. After completing the purchase, Leo thanked the man and strolled away, feeling a sense of satisfaction. With the sun beginning to set, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, he couldn't wait to get home. Later that night, Leo sat on his balcony, savoring the warm breeze as he rolled a joint of the strawberry kush. He lit it and took a slow, deliberate puff, letting the sweet flavor dance on his tongue. As he exhaled, he couldn't help but smile. The worries of the day melted away, replaced by a soothing tranquility. With the stars twinkling overhead, he felt a connection to the world around him, a gentle reminder that sometimes a little adventure can lead you to the most delightful experiences, especially when you're open to trying something new. It was a chilly autumn evening when Jake decided to take a walk in the little park near his apartment. The leaves crunched beneath his feet, and the golden hues of the trees created a picturesque backdrop. Tonight was special. He had just picked up a fresh batch of 5.5 grams of star dogweed from his favorite local dispensary. They had told him it had some intriguing flavor notes, and he was eager to explore them. As he settled onto a wooden bench, he pulled out the little airtight container. The smell hit him first, a spiraling blend of earthy pine and something tangy that reminded him of citrus. "This is going to be a treat," he thought, a smile creeping onto his face. He knew that the flavor profile could carry him away to a state of bliss. He rolled a joint, taking his time to appreciate the strain's texture. The plant was dense and frosty, the trichomes glistening like tiny diamonds under the light of the park's lamp. After lighting up, he took a puff and closed his eyes. The first hit was a vibrant explosion of flavors, the pine gave way to sweet notes of lemon, followed by a slight spiciness that rushed over his palate. With each inhale, he imagined himself exploring an enchanted forest. The air was crisp, filled with the aroma of freshly fallen leaves and the distant sound of a bubbling brook. He felt lighter with every exhale, his worries fading like the smoke curling up into the night sky. As he sat there, he noticed a couple of joggers passing by, their breath visible in the cool air. They glanced at him, a mix of curiosity and amusement in their eyes. Jake chuckled softly to himself. He remembered when he used to be self-conscious about smoking in public, but tonight felt different. There was a sense of camaraderie among those who enjoyed the same simple pleasure. Lost in his thoughts, he couldn't help but think about the names of the flavors he was experiencing. If only I could put this into words, he mused. Each puff told a story: the zest of lemon a happiness, the warmth of cinnamon spice, and the grounding presence of earthiness. It was as if Star Dog were a gourmet meal for his senses, with hints of something more profound lingering in the background. Just then, he felt a light tap on his shoulder. Turning around, he saw Mia, his neighbor from a few doors down, and her smile instantly lit up the dull evening. "Hey, Jake! Got something interesting there, hey?" Jake glanced at his joint and then back at her, a grin spreading across his face. "You could say that. Wanna join? It's Star Dog, and it's got some amazing flavors." Mia's eyes sparkled with intrigue as she took a seat next to him. "I've heard good things about that strain. I'm always up for trying something new." As they passed the joint back and forth, the conversation flowed easily, mixing laughter with stories about their favorite bands, travel experiences, and an appreciation for good music that seemed to enhance everything around them. Jake noticed how the Star Dog's smooth effects made them both feel open and lively, allowing for a deeper connection under the starlit sky. Minutes turned into hours, and the world around them faded. The flavors morphed from sweet to savory to something altogether unique, a blend that reflected the magic of the moment they were sharing. Eventually, the night drew to a close, and they shared a final laugh, feeling a warmth that was more than just the effects of the smoke. With a contented sigh, Jake realized that the true beauty of that evening wasn't just the flavors of the Star Dog, it was the unexpected connections and memories formed in the most blissful of ways. As they parted ways, he couldn't help but feel grateful for that chilly night in the park, a fragrant adventure he would cherish. In a small bustling town, nestled between rolling hills and a glimmering river, there was a quirky little shop named the Candied Haven. It was famed for its eclectic assortment of treats and delights, but among all the confections, the most popular item was a unique candy called Want 40s. At the heart of this shop was Marigold, the enthusiastic owner with a flair for creativity and a love for all things sweet. She had a special recipe. Want 40s were sugary confections molded into bite-sized pieces, weighing in at a perfect 5.5 grams each. The name itself had become synonymous with indulgence, and people from neighboring towns would flock to her shop to get a taste. One crisp autumn day, as golden leaves danced through the air outside, a curious customer named Leo stepped inside. He had heard whispers about Want 40s and was eager to try them for himself. "Welcome to the Candied Haven. Can I interest you in some Want 40s?" Marigold greeted him with a warm smile, her eyes sparkling like the candy jars around her. "Definitely. But what flavors do you have?" Leo asked, his excitement palpable. Marigold motioned to the colorful jars lining the shelves. "Oh, we have a rainbow of flavors. There's zesty lemon, rich chocolate fudge, refreshing mint, classic strawberry, and even an adventurous chili mango for those who like a bit of spice." Leo's eyes widened in delight at the possibilities. "I think I'll try one of each." As Marigold began to fill a small paper bag with the various flavors, she chatted about each one, sharing the inspiration behind them. Lemon was born from summer memories of lemonade stands. Chocolate fudge came from my grandmother's kitchen, where every holiday, we'd whip up batches together. Mint is fresh, vibrant, perfect for waking up the senses. Once she was done, she tied the bag with a cheerful ribbon and handed it to Leo. Here you go, 5 flavors of 140s, each one lovingly crafted with 5.5 grams of joy. Leo grinned, thank you. I can't wait to try these. He glanced around the shop, taking in the warmth and charm it exuded. Is there a secret to your success? Marigold laughed lightly, just a sprinkle of love and a dash of creativity. Oh, and knowing what flavors make people smile helps too. With a final wave, Leo stepped outside and took his first bite of the lemon 140. The zesty sweetness burst in his mouth, making him grin even wider. He quickly made his way to the riverbank, where he could savor each flavor in peace. As he sat there, he realized that each piece not only tasted incredible but also brought back memories: the summer lemonade stands of his youth, the family gatherings filled with laughter, and the secret spice of new experiences. That day, Leo left the candied haven, filled not only with candy but also a renewed sense of joy and nostalgia. The simple treat had reminded him of the beauty in moments shared and the flavors of life worth savoring, one 5.5-gram piece at a time. Eugene often finds himself lost in daydreams about his perfect body, sculpted to perfection with a chiseled jawline, strong muscles, and an aura of undeniable charisma. In this dream state, he imagines himself as an immortal vampire, gliding effortlessly through the shadows of a moonlit city. With every movement, his body is ageless, a blend of strength and elegance that draws the eye of passers-by. He revels in the freedom this immortal existence brings: endless nights filled with adventure, where he can explore ancient ruins or dine with intellectuals from bygone eras. The thrill of the hunt and the allure of the night sky become his companions. In this dream body, Eugene feels invincible. He embraces his powers, from heightened senses that allow him to hear a heartbeat from miles away to the ability to mesmerize with a single glance. Each night is an opportunity to live fully, embracing the dark romance of his vampire persona while also navigating the complexities of his immortal heart. Through his dreams, he discovers not just the fantasies of being a vampire but also reflects on the deeper meaning of immortality: solitude, longing, and the pursuit of belonging in a world that moves on without him. It's an existence that is both thrilling and haunting, one he can't help but dream about night after night. In the heart of a bustling city, where the streets were alive with the sounds of laughter and conversation, Jake had a single mission for the day. He had been planning it for a while, and the anticipation had been building. Today was the day he would finally score some of that highly coveted Star Dog strain, the one everyone raved about. Jake had heard whispers about its uplifting effects and the way it would wrap you in a cozy cloud of relaxation. He needed that right now. Work had been overwhelming, and he was craving a chance to unwind, to escape from the hustle and bustle, even if just for a little while. He had set his sights on getting 5.5 grams. Enough to share but still enough for his evening of tranquility. The sun was shining brightly, and there was a buzz in the air as Jake made his way through the city. He navigated through crowded sidewalks, his determination guiding him to a small, unassuming dispensary tucked away in a side street. He had heard good things about this place. Friends had told him it was known for its high-quality strains and knowledgeable staff. As he entered, the sweet, earthy scent enveloped him like a warm embrace. The walls were lined with jars of vibrant green buds, each labeled with funky names and colorful descriptions. Jake approached the counter, where a friendly budtender greeted him with a smile. "Hey there! What can I help you with today?" the budtender asked, her eyes gleaming with enthusiasm. "I'm looking for some Star Dog," Jake replied, trying to sound casual, though excitement tinged his voice. She nodded, already reaching for a jar behind her. "Great choice. It's one of our top sellers. Really nice balance of relaxation and euphoria. How much were you thinking?" "Just 5.5 grams, Jake said, feeling a little nervous but also thrilled. He watched as she deftly weighed out the buds, the vibrant green and orange flecks mesmerizing him momentarily. "You're going to love this," she said as she packaged the strain into a small bag. "Perfect for unwinding after a long day." After paying and thanking her, Jake stepped back onto the bustling street, his heart racing with excitement. He couldn't wait to get home. It was a beautiful day, and the sun hung low in the sky, casting a golden hue over everything. As he walked, he thought about how he might enjoy his evening. Maybe a good movie, some music, and of course, his newly acquired stash of Star Dog. When he finally arrived at his apartment, he settled onto the couch, flipping through options until he found the perfect film to match the mood. He rolled a joint with care, savoring the rich aroma of the Star Dog as he prepared for a night of relaxation. As he lit it, the first puff filled his lungs with a crisp, refreshing taste. He leaned back, feeling the stresses of the week melt away. The world outside faded, replaced by an inner calm that wrapped around him like a comforting blanket. Laughter echoed from the streets below, and he felt a flicker of shared joy with the world as the high began to take hold. With each puff, Jake felt inspired, as creative thoughts sorted themselves out in his mind, much like the scenes in the movie playing out before him. The weight of his responsibilities lessened, and for a moment, it felt like anything was possible. As the evening waned and the stars began to appear outside his window, Jake reflected on the simple pleasure of this day: the hunt for Star Dog, the warmth of the sun, and now the peacefulness of his home. He knew that sometimes, it was the little things that brought the most joy. Even if it was just 5.5 grams of a special strain, it made all the difference in the world for him today. In the year 4000 AD, the universe had undergone transformations that were beyond the realm of imagination centuries prior. Earth, once bustling with the cacophony of diverse lives, had changed significantly. A strange malady had swept across humanity, a consequence of a failed biogenetic experiment designed to enhance human life, resulting in the decimation of every man. Now, only one man remained: Ethan, the last anomaly in a world that had evolved into a harmonious existence dominated by women. Ethan woke one fateful morning to find himself amidst the ruins of a vibrant civilization that had once echoed with laughter and camaraderie. The stark silence of empty parks and abandoned streets confused him. Everywhere he gazed, remnants of a past filled with bustling life surrounded him. He wandered through what had been his home, grappling with the reality that he was now completely alone. But as the hours turned into days, Ethan soon learned he was not truly alone. Across the globe, resilient women had banded together, striving to build a new society from the ashes of the past. They were engineers, doctors, artists, and leaders creating a world that thrived without male influence, rooted in cooperation and empathy. Ethan stumbled upon a group of extraordinary women rebuilding a city called Nova Gaia, a project marked by innovation, vision, and hope. Initially viewed with a mix of curiosity and caution, Ethan quickly earned his place among them. The women found him to be a historical relic, a survivor from a world that had undergone a profound transformation. Rather than ostracizing him, they included him in their endeavors and welcomed him into their community. Here was a chance to glimpse the past while forging a dynamic future. Over time, Ethan discovered a new rhythm of life, one rich in connection and collaboration that was both foreign and exhilarating. He joined the women in their pursuits, contributing where he could, while learning from them their designs for buildings, their art, their healing practices, and their unique approach to governance. They demonstrated how emotional intelligence fostered unity and a shared sense of purpose, compensating for the rivalries and conflicts that had marred human history. As seasons transitioned into years, Ethan became a living testament to the previous epoch. With each sunset over Nova Gaia, the women gathered around him, eager to hear stories of ancient earth tales of love, conflict, hope, and perseverance. In turn, he listened intently as they shared their dreams for a future built on the lessons of the past, imagining a universe of flourishing beauty and strength. Yet, within his heart, Ethan wrestled with a lingering doubt. As the only man left, he pondered his legacy in a world where he would have no descendants. Recognizing his inner turmoil, the women rallied around him, nurturing a culture of storytelling and memory that bound them together, ensuring he would never fade into obscurity. One starlit night, under a sky blanketed with constellations, Ethan realized a profound truth. Being the last man was not a mere burden, it was, in fact, a gift. He became a bridge between two worlds, a vessel for shared experiences spanning generations. The women formed memories with him, preserving his stories as a vital part of their history, integrating them into their narratives of resilience and community. As the years flowed like a gentle stream, Ethan grew older, but instead of fading away, he remained a vibrant part of Nova Gaia's evolving tapestry. Each woman he touched carried a piece of him forward, their laughter echoed his stories, and his life lessons colored their creativity. Though he was the last man alive, his spirit resonated within every woman in that society. They were not only thriving in their new epoch, but they also embraced Ethan's experiences, blending them with their legacies. As the universe expanded around them, a new legacy was forged, not one defined by gender, but by the richness of shared humanity, mutual respect, and the enduring bonds that bound their lives together. And thus, while Ethan's existence marked the end of an era for mankind, it also heralded the dawn of something extraordinary. This diverse, united community transcended the limits of history. In the heart of Nova Gaia, the last man remained, not as a relic of the past, but as an irreplaceable part of a future woven from history's lessons and brightened by the myriad colors of life, love, and legacy enduring for all eternity. In a distant future where humanity had reached the farthest edges of the universe, an unforeseen catastrophe led to the extinction of mankind. Unknown to all, it had been a result of a long-hidden experiment gone awry, an attempt to create a more advanced and sustainable society. The plan was grand, but it spiraled out of control, leaving behind only echoes of a once thriving civilization. Yet amidst the chaos, one unexpected outcome emerged: the extinction left only girls throughout the universe. In the aftermath, across the remnants of once bustling cities and planetary colonies, small pockets of girls began to form communities. Planets, environments, and experiences had separated each girl, yet they all shared a common bond: the loss of their world as they knew it. On a lush, green planet named Lyri, a girl named Elara gathered a small group around her. The sun bathed their faces in golden light as they shared stories of their lives before the fall. They remembered the laughter of families, the noise of machines, and the warmth of friendships that had once filled the air. Elara dreamed of building something new, something brighter, a place where love and cooperation could flourish, free from the mistakes of the past. As weeks turned to months, they worked together to cultivate the land, planting crops, and learning from each other's strengths. In the heart of their community, they created a library filled with books salvaged from ruins, preserving the knowledge and stories of their predecessors while also discovering their narratives. One day, Elara stumbled upon an old recording device buried in the depths of an abandoned building. Within it was a collection of messages, a distress signal from a faraway world. The girls gathered around as she played it, the crackling voice emanating tales of hope that seemed to reach beyond the void. It described a planetary community striving to connect with others, forming alliances of understanding and collaboration. Elara's heart raced. Maybe they were not alone after all. Inspired by this discovery, Elara decided to send their message into the cosmos. They crafted a new signal, one that transcended words. It combined the sounds of laughter, music, and the pure essence of what they had cultivated on Lyri. They hoped it would resonate with anyone who might be out there, forging a connection and a sense of belonging. As time flowed on, Lyri, the community, grew. They danced with the wind in fields of flowers, learning the importance of balance and unity. They became adept scientists, skilled artisans, and wise leaders. They created celebrations, honoring the lives that had come before while embracing their unique experiences. One fateful day, a response arrived, faint but unmistakable, transmitted through the very fabric of space. It was a melodic echo carrying a message of companionship. Other girls, from distant galaxies, had received their signal. Together, they formed a coalition of worlds, sharing resources, ideas, and hope. Elara and her friends used the power of connection to gather strength, transforming their little pocket of survival into a thriving alliance. The stories of love, loss, and resilience intermingled as they exchanged lessons learned from their respective worlds. With time, Lyri became a beacon in the universe. Ships designed with their newfound technology ventured forth, reaching out to explore and connect with the world. They expanded their knowledge of the cosmos, searching for traces of the past while forging a new existence, one defined not by the mistakes of their ancestors, but by the foundation of empathy, collaboration, and hope. As the stars twinkled above, it was no longer a solitary journey. The universe transformed from a vast space into a rich tapestry of vibrant lives and shared moments. A new chapter unfolded, led not by the remnants of an old world but by the unwavering spirit of girls who dared to dream, to build, and to connect. And in that unity, they found hope anew, a future brighter than any they had ever known. In the year 2147, Earth was thriving, a beacon of technological innovation and societal advancement. City skylines sparkled with the glow of neon lights, and people moved seamlessly between the virtual and physical worlds. But amidst the hubris of humanity, the quiet hum of the cosmos was about to reveal a dark truth. The Goa'uld, an alien race renowned for its conquests and mind manipulation, set its sights on Earth. They arrived in colossal ships that cast shadows across entire cities, their metallic surfaces glinting menacingly under the sun. News alerts blared a message that echoed through every screen: resist if you dare. Submit if you wish to survive. Confusion rippled through the population. Governments scrambled as military forces readied themselves on standby, but it was the unexplainable occurrences that truly gripped people's attention. One by one, individuals began acting strangely. Friends turned on each other, chaos erupted in the streets, and fear engulfed the air as the Goa'uld unleashed their mind-altering technology. Among the chaos stood Leah, a brilliant software engineer with a knack for coding and a courage that sparked in unpredictable moments. She watched, horrified, as the people around her became puppets, their eyes vacant and obedience unyielding. Leah had a brother, Max, who was the first she noticed slipping away into that void, lost to the Goa'uld's influence. Determined to save him and anyone else who had fallen under the aliens' control, Leah rallied a small group of resistant minds. They dubbed themselves the Unbroken. They met in the shadows of an old tech hub, far from the prying eyes of the Goa'uld, and began to straight guys. "I've been studying their tech, there must be a frequency we can disrupt," Leah proposed during one of their meetings. "If we can block their control signal, we might have a chance." While her comrades carried their fear and uncertainty, Leah's determination blazed brightly. They worked tirelessly, scavenging components from abandoned labs and rooftops, weaving together a makeshift device that might stand between the Goa'uld's influence and the minds of humanity. On the day of the whole invasion, when the skies darkened and the Goa'uld descended in waves, the Unbroken put their plan into action. Armed with their device, Leah led the charge to a central command unit that the Goa'uld had established in downtown Chicago. The battle was fierce. The Goa'uld fought with an eerie precision, their technology seeming to anticipate every move. But Leah, with her small team, reached the core of the command unit, a pulsating mass of energy where all signals converged. As they activated their device, a wave of static erupted through the air, disrupting the Goa'uld's control. Leah felt an electric surge course through her as lights flickered, casting shadows of fear and hope. To her astonishment, she watched as Max emerged from the haze of the Goa'uld's influence, blinking back tears as he shook free from the mental chains. The tide turned. Others, once lost, began to stand beside the Unbroken, fighting back against their captors. As the device hummed louder, a shockwave rolled through the heart of the command unit, sparking confusion among the Goa'uld soldiers. It did not take long for their ranks to falter under the sudden resurgence of humanity's spirit. With each passing moment, Leah and her team pressed on, battling through the chaos, finally reaching the heart of the Goa'uld's technology. In a final surge of will, Leah pushed the lever down, sending a wave of energy sweeping across the city and beyond. The Gould's fleet flickered and began to disintegrate as they lost their grip on Earth. The skies brightened again, illuminating the faces of those who had fought valiantly for their freedom. Amidst the rubble, Leah reunited with Max. They shared a silent understanding in that embrace, a bond forged in the face of adversity. The victory was bittersweet, the damage was immense, and many lives were forever altered. But humanity had persevered. The world began to rebuild, not just in walls and buildings, but in unity and resilience. As Leah stared at the stars that night, she felt a newfound sense of hope. The Goa'uld had underestimated humanity's will, the power that lay within the unbroken connections between people. They had fought for each other, working as one amid the darkest of times. And even as remnants of otherworldly shadows receded, Leah knew that the spirit of the unbroken would guide them into whatever challenges lay ahead. The universe was vast, and the story of humanity was far from over. In the quaint little town of Elderville, nestled between rolling hills and lush greenery, lived a spirited young woman named Clara. She had a zest for life that was infectious, and a dream that shone even brighter to experience the vibrant summer festival that occurred every year. This year, however, Clara found herself in a bit of a financial bind. The festival was just around the corner, and she calculated that to immerse herself fully in the festivities, she would need to set aside £48, enough for a 4-day adventure at £12 a day. Excitement bubbled within her, the thought of the music, the food stalls, and the dazzling lights set her heart racing. Determined to make it happen, Clara devised a plan. She worked extra shifts at the cafe where she served coffee and pastries to the friendly townsfolk. Each day, she saved her tips and any spare change she could find. But as the festival date approached, she realized that she was still short of her target. One evening, after a long day of work, she plopped down on her cozy couch with her notepad and began jotting down ideas. If she could find a way to increase her earnings, maybe she could finally reach that magical £48. After a moment of thought, inspiration struck. Clara had always loved crafting jewelry. She decided to host a small workshop at the local community center, inviting the townsfolk to join her in creating their unique pieces. She would charge a small fee for the materials and her guidance. As news of the workshop spread through Elderville, excitement began to build. Neighbors and friends signed up, eager to learn and create. The event turned out to be a delightful success. The room was filled with laughter and creativity as Clara guided everyone in crafting beautiful bracelets, necklaces, and earrings. By the end of the workshop, not only had she covered her costs, but she had also raised enough to surpass her initial goal. With a wide grin on her face, Clara counted her earnings. She had not only made the £48 she needed for the festival, but she had also earned enough to treat herself and her friends to delicious festival food, electrifying rides, and some beautiful trinkets to remember the occasion. As Clara wandered through the festival, surrounded by the bright lights and joyous sounds of the celebration, she felt a sense of fulfillment that went beyond just the money she had raised. She had brought the community together, shared her passion, and achieved her dream. And as she danced under the stars, surrounded by laughter and camaraderie, she knew that this experience would be cherished forever. Life in Elderville was rich with the spirit of community, and Clara's determination had only added to that vibrant tapestry. She realized that sometimes, it wasn't just about the money you needed but the way you connected with others that truly counted. In a galaxy where stargates opened pathways to countless worlds, there existed a unique civilization on a microplanet known as Jindara. This tiny world, often mistaken for a mere speck in the vast universe, was home to an advanced society of intelligent monkeys. They were not just ordinary monkeys, they had developed remarkable computer technology, and their cleverness rivaled that of the most sophisticated beings in the cosmos. The Jindarans had perfected a form of autopilot technology that governed their spaceship farms, where they cultivated not only crops but also a variety of zoo animals. Their ingenious farming techniques allowed them to create spaceship cities that floated in the atmosphere, bustling with life and harmony. Among these cities, one stood out, a magnificent spaceship farm zoo where the monkeys tended to both flora and fauna, developing a unique ecosystem that thrived on innovation and joy. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the news from this peculiar planet caught the attention of several journalists. A cartoon news journalist named Leo, known for his quirky animations, couldn't resist crafting a whimsical segment about the Jindarans. His stories were sprinkled with humor and imagination, illustrating the monkeys riding their spaceship tractors amid lush fields. Just as Leo was about to air his piece, a TV news journalist and an internet reporter discovered a sinister plot brewing from deep space, an impending invasion by a supervillain race known as the Golds. The Jindarans, unaware of the looming threat, continued with their peaceful existence, growing their crops, raising their animals, and living in a world of harmony. In a place where the strongest guards were merely the bravest of monkeys, no one suspected the invasion was imminent. But the Golds, drawn by the promise of wealth and power, had set their sights on Jindara, lured by its treasures, gold-pressed latinum and extraordinary diamonds. As the invasion began, the Jindarans united. They formed a coalition led by their wisest elder, a monkey named Eldra, who had learned from ancient magic books about conjuring defenses. With a wave of her paw, she summoned the spirits of the past, invoking real magic to protect their homeland. At the same time, Leo, along with the other journalists, joined forces to spread the alarm to other star systems through their advanced games network, calling for aid from neighboring civilizations. Even the inhabitants of Earth were enthralled by the unfolding drama. A popular video game console company, inspired by Leo's stories, launched an intergalactic multiplayer game that encouraged players to strategize defenses against the Golds while helping the Jindarans create new technology for their spaceship farms. During the chaos of the invasion, the once peaceful spaceships of Jindara transformed. With the help of the strongest monkey engineers, they adapted their cargo ships into formidable warships. As the Golds descended, expecting an easy conquest, they encountered a brilliant defense crafted from creativity and the ingenuity that only Jindarans possessed. In a climactic battle above Jindara, amidst dazzling lights and courageous antics, the monkeys outsmarted the Golds using tricks discovered in their ancient texts. Just as it seemed that all hope was lost, Leo and the cartoon journalists broadcast the entire encounter live, rallying forces from across the universe to come to the Jindarans' aid. Victorious, the Jindarans emerged as heroes, celebrated not only for their cleverness but for their unity in the face of adversity. The microplanet became a symbol of resilience, creativity, and the extraordinary connection between species across the cosmos. As peace returned to Jindara, the monkeys shifted their focus back to their spaceship farm zoo, where not only crops flourished, but a newfound alliance with neighboring civilizations bloomed. They exchanged knowledge, art, and technology, ensuring that their story, a testament to imagination and courage, would echo through the stars for millions of years to come. The infinite journey of the Stargate farmers in a distant future, nestled within the vastness of the Stargate universe, interstellar travel had become commonplace. Among the stars floated countless microplanets, each buzzing with unique civilizations. But none were more fascinating than the spaceship farm, a vibrant agricultural hub housed within a colossal ship, floating in the vibrant orbit of the neon planet Glorith. This ship was a marvel of autopilot technology, where farming equipment glided through fields of genetically engineered crops, and exotic zoo animals roamed freely. The inhabitants of the spaceship farm were a curious blend of humans and intelligent monkeys, who had evolved alongside them. The monkeys, called the Ethians, were not just playful, they were sharp-minded, often excelling in designing autopilot technology alongside their human counterparts. Together, they ran a thriving farming zoo, where creatures from across the galaxy could observe both Earth-style agriculture and alien ecosystems. This fusion of life created a flourishing community that sparked innovation in biotechnology and farming systems. One day, news broke across interplanetary broadcasts that the Gwa, a powerful alien empire, had become aware of the spaceship farm's remarkable yield of a rare mineral known as Goldian. This mineral was rumored to have magical properties, capable of enhancing both technology and the physical capabilities of soldiers. Fearing invasion, the inhabitants of the farm gathered at the Great Hall, an enormous biodome where sunlight streamed in, nourishing the crops and occupants alike. Among them was Myra, an innovative and ambitious agricultural engineer, and Bog, a genetically altered monkey noted for his exceptional intelligence. The two had always dreamed of finding a way to safeguard their home while maximizing its potential. They were news journalists by passion, often documenting their innovations and discoveries, sharing them with others on distant planets. Myra proposed they utilize the ancient Stargate technology to tap into alternate timelines. Imagine if we could contact a version of ourselves from a timeline where the Gwa never rose to power, she exclaimed. The thought of an infinite array of possibilities captivated the crew. After days of preparation, they activated an aged Stargate, its symbols glowing to life as they dialed. As the swirling portal opened, the vibrant energies of numerous microplanets flashed across their minds, offering a glimpse of alternate realities. They stepped through, landing in a parallel universe known as the all-girl universe, where every adventurer and innovator was female. Here, they encountered brave warrior girls, skilled engineers, and artists who had united to form a coalition against the Gwa. Myra quickly made friends with the brilliant and formidable Captain Lyra. Together, they combined their knowledge of farming and galactic defense, creating strongholds designed to camouflage their spaceship and crops from the Gwa's invasive tactics. Meanwhile, Bog discovered a new form of cooperative gameplay with the local inhabitants, where they engaged in virtual games that trained citizens in strategy and conflict resolution in preparation for a looming threat. Back in their original universe, the Gwa had begun their encroachment. With their newfound allies, Myra and Bog returned through the Stargate, knowing they had to act fast. Working alongside the Ethians and the farmers of the spaceship farm, they constructed a powerful new defense system, one that contained the advanced autopilot technology that Bog had refined. As the Gwa ships descended, seeking to seize the farm, the crew activated their cloaking device, rendering the spaceship farm invisible to the invasive eyes. They launched a counter-offensive using the holographic distractions developed during the training games, creating illusions that confused and scattered the enemy forces. The final confrontation was intense. Zipping through the cosmos, fleets from various allied microplanets joined forces to defend the spaceship farm. With the strategic brilliance inspired by the girls of the all-girl universe and the indomitable spirit of the farm's inhabitants, they showed the Gwa that their invasion would be futile. After a heated battle, the Gwa retreated, their empire shaken by the determination and creativity of a united front. In the aftermath of victory, Myra and Bog expanded their broadcasting network, sharing their story across the stars. They inspired every civilization to embrace collaboration and innovation, forging new horizons in farming technology, intergalactic cooperation, and societal evolution. Thus, the spaceship farm became more than just an agricultural hub. It turned into a beacon of hope, resilience, and potential. As the explorers ventured onto new adventures, they knew that as long as galaxies were waiting to be connected, dreams could always flourish, enabling infinite possibilities through the Stargate. In the distant year of 4000 AD, the world was a vibrant paradise ruled by women. The remnants of humanity's past lay scattered among nature's reclamation, a sprawling city overtaken by lush greenery, where skyscrapers were draped in vines and wildflowers blossomed through cracked pavements. However, this was a stark departure from the world of men, for an enigmatic phenomenon had swept through the earth, transforming every male into a female counterpart. The change came abruptly. Nations and communities were thrown into chaos as men began to metamorphose, each undergoing a transformation that left them as beautiful women. It was not an epidemic of violence or war that led to the extinction of men, but rather a surprising evolution, one that embraced femininity and left no trace of patriarchy behind. In this new world, girls blossomed into leaders, artists, and thinkers, creating a society steeped in creativity and empathy. The air buzzed with excitement and possibility. Among these brave young women was a curious and spirited girl named Myra. At 16, she stood at the threshold of adulthood, brimming with dreams of exploration and adventure. She was fascinated by the legends of the ancients, those who came before, who had created the world they now inhabited. One day, while wandering through the dense foliage of the verdant city, Myra stumbled upon an old library, forgotten by time. It was cloaked in moss and ivy, a relic of the past, its doors creaking softly as she pushed them open. Inside, dust motes danced in the shafts of light that broke through the stained glass windows, illuminating rows of tattered books filled with stories and knowledge long obscured by the passage of time. As she delved into the pages, Myra discovered tales of heroism, innovation, and the complexities of male-female relationships. With every turn of the page, her excitement swelled. She craved to understand how such a grand change had come to pass and what life had been like when both genders roamed the earth. Hours turned into days as Myra continued her explorations. She uncovered fragments of history, scientific theories, and whispers of an ancient technology that had precipitated the shift in gender. The stories hinted at a time of conflict but also spoke of unity forged in the heart of change. Myra's heart raced as she stumbled upon an entry about a mythical artifact known as the Elysium Stone. It was said to possess the power to influence the course of life itself. Legends claimed that it could restore balance if one could find it. The thrill of adventure surged through her as she made a decision she would embark on a quest to find the Elysium Stone and apply her knowledge of its history to learn more about humanity's past. Equipped with her collection of books, an unyielding spirit, and the encouragement of her friends, Myra set off into the unknown wilds of the world. Her journey took her through forests, across valleys, and even into sunlit caves adorned with luminous crystals. Along the way, she met fellow explorers, artisans, and scholars, each contributing to her understanding of life, community, and the threads of connection that had been woven through time. One fateful day, as Myra trekked into a cavern shimmering with the glow of ancient artifacts, she finally found the Elysium Stone. It pulsated with energy, its surface alive with colors swirling like galaxies. With a deep breath, Myra reached out, feeling a connection surge through her fingertips. Instantly, vivid flashes of history flooded her mind, moments of joy and sorrow, love and conflict shared by the men and women who once shaped the world. As she opened her eyes, a sense of clarity washed over her. The true magic of the stone was not in its power to restore the past but in its ability to reveal the shared humanity that connected all beings. It was a message that echoed in her heart, that regardless of gender, the essence of life was found in emotion, creativity, and the continuity of storytelling. Myra returned home, the weight of history illuminated in her. Understand Stargate Universe, Mind's Eye, Microplanets, Planets, Civilization, Monkeys, Spaceship Farm, Spaceship Cities, Spaceship Farm, Zoo Farming, Zoo Animals, Zoo Farms, Software Company, Medicine Manufacturing, Spaceship Farms, Autopilot Farm Equipment, Autopilot Technology, Computer Games, Console Games, Games Technology, Games Networks. Nintendo TV News, GWA News, a cartoon news journalist, a TV news journalist, an internet news journalist, a newspaper journalist, working strong guard, working career company, working technology company, aliens, knowledge, books, Babylon, currency, gold rush, Russia, Europe, Australia, Canada, French franc, yen, euro, pounds, dollars, gold, art, multi-space theory, multiverse theory. Theory, all-girl universe, girls allowed, cartoon university, cartoon people, cartoons, space invaders, space stations, Rumstilkin, it's a girl's world now, it's a girl's world, the world is made for two, genus strong, super rich, Xenas, military, government, powerful, rich, building companies, investment, future dreams, dog wars, newspapers, afterlife, technology, invasion, V5, the fifth wave, the fourth wave, the fifth race, wild horses, artificial intelligence, AI, Mario, Westworld, the be-all and do-all, Holly Bush movies, Holly Bush pub, Weedwell, Wind Garden City, Pear Tree pub, Mars Mission, Eugene's Good Girlfriends, Borgie, Sweetie, Dog Wars, Dog Warriors, Dragon Caves, Girls Imagine Dragons, Roman Men, Englishmen, Juliet, Rome, EIO, Julie, ET, Super Hot Girls, Very Hot Girls, Very Super Hot Girls, Hot Girls, Catwalk Girls, Bunny Girls, Girlfriend Goods, Eugene, Goa, Old Snake Girls, Dog Girls, Sheep Girls, Star Trek, Nightingale, Botany Bay, Mars Mission, Workshop Cars, Star Trek, Eugene, Generation, Nostradamus, Xena, Government, Mary Shales, Frankenstein, William Shakespeare, Santa Girls, V Girls, Girls, Angel, Peace System, System Lord, Grand Old Dad, Star Trek, Fall of Superpowers, Star Trek, Rise of Superpowers, Star Trek, The Rise of Empires, the PON Far Desperados, Conquests, Conquering Dog, Breeding, Hunting Dogs, A Paramount Dream, Megasoft, Christina Perry, Lana Del Rey, Resta, Risha, Electra, Raisha, 1 Foot in the Afterlife, What Cars, Men for New Dawn, Bob Lazar, Holly Bush movies, Making Cars, Cars Workshop, Doctor Who, Christmas, 365 Days a Year, Toys, Magic, OEM, Dream Technology, Full Body Transplant UFOs, aliens, organized finances, above and beyond, super long-range fighters, super ships, warships, secret Superman, secret Santa, Santa, escape pods from the future people, escape pods, cloaked global defenses, voicemostwanted.com, voice most wanted, Paramount Times, paranoid website, rise of empires, Romeo Juliet, Romeo, space colony, short lives, dream worlds, the other world's dreams. Homeschool universe, technology, gold bars, gold nuggets, the most extraordinary diamonds, diamonds, gold treasure, V-Day, Eugene, the greatest story ever told, hackers, training day, time travel, I would be so rich, Indiana, 40000 years, little bugers that cause death to happen, death gremlins, I really could reach any star, I can reach any star, millions series, Stargate, witch hunts, Wellwyn, secret magic garden. SecretGirlfriendBook.com, farm equipment company, autopilot, farm equipment, autopilot, homeschool, a paramount dream, grand old dad, superhero 2, super imaginary warrior, god, the all-powerful talons, girlfriends, super magic powers 3, invasion, Invizion, Megacorp, Megasoft, Eugene 2, Eugene Telecom, Willa Bob 2, OEM, Star Trek, Q, girlfriends, replicators, bank owner, newspapers, books. Building spaceships, Stargate, million years of Star Trek, unlimited Star Trek, it's been a long road, working technology, Landbox Company, the United States of Ireland, Alex Clark, the King of Ireland, Irish Royal Army Company, Broadway author, internet journalist, news journalist, Alex Clark, angel of death, death, sex, deaths, mega global company, cloaking technology. Borgie, girlfriends, Eugene, Royal Financial Cities, Superstores, Angel Hack, Zeus, Hercules, Xena, magic powers, elders, gardens, cigarettes, God system, peace, new world order, Superman, Batman, World Wide Web, phones, diamonds, gardens, heroes, Bart Simpson, pretender, nest, pretender, go a old pretenders, pretender, Superman, cartoon, Superman, pop music, I made all the tunes and let them out, I let all the tunes out, I did, that's who let out the tunes, the Avengers. Earth's mightiest heroes, the Avengers, I believe in a spider nation, Earth's greatest heroes, superhero girl babies, will trillion babies, guys, a lion babies, Stargate, porno, Stargate, universe, mind's eye, microplanets, planets, civilization, monkeys, spaceship farm, spaceship cities, spaceship farm, zoo farming, zoo animals, zoo farms, software company, Medicine manufacturing, spaceship farms, autopilot, farm equipment, autopilot, technology, computer games, console games, games technology, games networks, Nintendo, TV news, GWA news, a cartoon news journalist, a TV news journalist, an internet news journalist, a newspaper journalist, working strong guard, working career company, working technology company, aliens, knowledge books. Babylon currency, gold rush, Russia, Europe, Australia, Canada, French franc, yen, euro, pounds, dollars, gold, art, multi-space theory, multiverse theory, all-girl universe, girls allowed, cartoon university, cartoon people, cartoons, space invaders, space stations, Rumstilkin, catwalk models, Irish Royal Army, infinite money, infinite oil, infinite metal. Infinite gold ore, infinite gold pressed platinum, infinite silver ore, infinite diamonds, infinite cut diamonds, infinite super soldiers, future people, tomorrow people, infinite Star Trek, infinite Stargate, forever in a moment, time universe, infinite Superman, demons, forces of ultimate evil supercomputer, best books since Shakespeare, dream technology, supercomputers, machine city, Eugene Paul MC Namey, author Alex Clark. News journalist, newspapers, infinite newspapers for infinite planets, charmed universe, infinite universe, cartoon universe, mega global company, billions of employees, infinite employees on infinite planets, products and services make money on infinite planets, home matrix company, autopilot company for self-driving cars, software company, games company, toy factories, car factories, factories for making everything infinite money. Factories, infinite super soldiers everywhere in the universe, replenishing the IRA, making Federation spaceships, smoking weed, paranoid schizophrenia, doing real things, making things real, casting real spells, witchcraft, doing real magic, real witchcraft, super magic, computer, super all-powerful computer, supercomputers, making humans and aliens, making universes, making planets, making galaxies, making spaceship universes. Making 99.999% of the universe, making everything, making space-time, making space-time universes, voices and supervillains, evil magic books, criminal supervillains, voices doing bad things, voices doing evil things, voices doing criminal things, supervillain, bank robbers, Orion, Star Trek, bank robbers, plundering bank robbers, police impersonation, authority impersonation, criminal bank robbers, 7 of 9 existence, supercomputer data. Existence, supercomputer in space. I am a wealthy billionaire, the most advanced cloaking possible, space scrapyard, a storyteller, time suppressed photos, time, space, galaxies, time, space continuum, time, spaceships. Injustice, injustice, demons, injustice, police, injustice, superheroes, invasion, supervillainy, super war, anti-heroes, super soldiers, super war, dominion, war, go a old super war, witch, grand old dad, invasion, infinite superman, infinite supergirl, anti-heroes, commonwealth.